What's up? Hank Klinger here, shooting a video for you guys. Shooting one inside today because it's raining like crazy outside. Sweden's starting to get cold. But I wanted to shoot this video on how to reduce stress in your life and really how to improve your overall quality of life. A lot of people go through life run by stress. They're so worried about everything. Most of the times they're things that are somewhat trivial, you know, that never even come to fruition and really aren't that important. But regardless of all that, I'm not here to tell you what's important in your life or not. I'm just here to try to help you breathe a little bit easier and how to alleviate some of that stress so that you can relax a little more in your everyday life. So these are 6 or 7 things that I do every day to help lower the levels of stress, because you can't ever eliminate it completely. It's impossible. And it's a good thing, because stress can really help you create and can help you produce, you know, when the time comes. It's not something you want to get rid of, but you want to get rid of the daily stress that most people live with, the kind of background static of anxiety that goes within most people's lives because they fail to focus on the present moment, confine themselves to the present moment. But this video is not about that either. I'm rambling now. So these tips, though, that I can give you, each one by itself will help reduce the stress in your life, but together they can dramatically improve your quality of life. I mean, they're really what carried me through all of the recovery from 10 years of drug addiction, you know, plus 10 years plus really, and helped me transform my life. It really helped me transform my life, my self-esteem, my confidence, and they can do the same for you. You can wake up every day fulfilled, happy, with a smile, and you can wake up every day loving life, you know, with a bounce in your step. Your light never burns out. Sometimes it just gets a little bit of gloom over it, but you can regain it at any time. You know, you can begin to reprogram your self-image, and it may take some time. It may take few weeks, may take a few months, may take a couple years, as in my case. But, you know, it's the only life we got, so I'll tell you right now that it's worth doing. You know, it may take a couple years, may seem like a long time to some people. A couple months may seem like a long time, but there is no instant fix. So, anyway, now these things, you can do them every day. They're free. There's no excuse to why you can't do them. The first tip I can give anybody trying to relieve stress from their life: exercise every day. Exercise every day without fail. This doesn't mean that you have to go brutal on yourself, 45 minutes to an hour, you know. This means you can do 15 minutes of walking every day with breathing. Something happens with walking. It creates a different kind of current in your brain, from the arms and the legs swaying back and forth in opposite directions. And it creates more imagination, more creativity. It really improves your quality of life and helps you breathe and oxygen. Most people sit behind a television, which should always be cut out of your life. But they sit behind a television all day and they never just go out and take a deep breath and walk. And that alone will change your whole life. If you walked outside right now and you're feeling stressed and you just took 10 breaths, walked around the block, your whole entire state would change, I promise you. But instead, many people are sitting inside watching television shows all day long, all night long, about news, you know, and robbings and murders and killings and stabbings and the economy crashing. How is that ever going to help alleviate stress? It won't. It creates more of it subconsciously. So the second thing, along with exercise, daily basis, meditation or visualization, combination of both. You can call it relaxation if you're more comfortable with that. But physical relaxation, deep breathing, looking inside, this really helps to quiet the mind. And it doesn't take more than 5, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day if you have time. And you can always make time. People who say they don't have time, who are too busy, is because they have different priorities. But if you cut out one thing that's holding you back in life and replace that habit with something like meditation, then you really will improve the quality of your life. And meditation is as simple as deep breathing with your eyes closed and just letting the mind do what it's going to do at first, right? Over time you can start to learn how to quiet it, but it's not necessary. Literally just do that for 5 minutes with your eyes closed. You don't have to do the legs crossed. You can if you want. Just be comfortable and mentally determine to relax. Determine that you're going to let all your muscles relax. Determine that you're going to just let go. Let go of all the worry, all the stress. And a good way to do this is through visualization. You can visualize yourself as, say, like a marionette puppet sitting on the couch and someone's cut all your strings, you know, or say you're inflatable like a tube and somebody's popped the valve and let all the air out, so you just can't move, you know, you're just heavy. You just sit there and deep breaths and just relax. Do this for 5 minutes a day and you'll notice your life change. It really brings you back to source. So, number 3, and to me, the most important aspect of happiness, of fulfillment, of resolve, of equilibrium, of poise, is to connect with nature. You know, we are animals. We are nature. You know, all this other stuff we've created. But it's not who we are in our essence. What we are in essence is life, breathing, you know, energy. And so many people, they sit at home, they watch television shows about nature. They watch television shows about animals. And they live next to a forest. And it's crazy. Go for a walk in the forest. You can kill almost all of these birds with one stone that I'm giving you as you go for a walk. You can do a walking meditation that will connect you with nature. Exercise. You can listen to audio while you do it. You know, and it'll change your life. It'll bring you back to what we truly are. You know, it's the most important aspect, because without nature, none of this matters, right? Nature is the living, breathing essence of Earth and humanity, and connecting with it is one of the most important aspects of life, and appreciating it. And going out and just looking at it and loving it and just feeling it flow, because there's always so much life going around, and you can learn a lot from nature. And it's been proven that people's minds actually change as they come in tune with nature, and not just come in tune with it, but just as they immerse themselves in nature, as you surround yourself with it, walk through a wooded area or through a park. Different kinds of chemical reactions and electrical actions take place in the brain that actually cause a different kind of relaxation in the body and release endorphins, and it really improves your quality of life. So like me, I love to exercise outside in nature, and sometimes I do it with audio, sometimes I just listen to nature. I meditate outside in nature. And it's changed my life completely, because I used to be the kind of person who sat behind a television all day, played video games all day, and just didn't care about it. And I lived in California. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. But over these last 2.5 years, I've really learned about the appreciation of nature, and that even 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day can change your life completely, drastically. Reduces so much stress in your body, I can't even begin to explain it to you. You know, anytime that I'm feeling stressed out, the first thing I do is get up and go for a walk. And you say, oh, I don't have time, I have to do this. Hey, whatever you're trying to do isn't going to be quality work if you're stressed out. I promise you that. Until you can relax into it, you know. And one of the best ways to do that is through nature. Okay, so I'm going to encourage you to do that. Now, the next tip that I can give you for reducing stress in your life is to read every day. If you're not a reader, listen to audios every day. And I'm not talking about Newsweek or the newspaper or some garbage tabloid, you know, Sun or whatever like that. I'm talking about quality books. They're fiction, that's cool. You know, you need to be using your imagination too. You know, in my opinion, everybody should be reading a fiction book, and everybody should be reading a personal development book or spiritual development book or a book on leadership or growth. So you want to read quality content, you know, books like Psycho-Cybernetics, books like The 4-Hour Workweek, The Alchemist, you know, books that are going to feed your mind and get you growing inside and get you improving yourself. And they just really just change who you are as a person, because we become what we think, and we think what we feed our mind with. So if you're feeding your mind with things like television and video games, which have their purpose, you know, for relaxation, but they shouldn't be consuming you. And there should be certain programs you eliminate, like the news. It just creates fear. But feeding your mind with these positive resources that are at your disposal. You know, if you have the internet and you're watching this, I mean, you literally have all the information compiled in one click of a mouse. You know, can you imagine what the kings of the medieval times or the pharaohs from Egyptian times would have done if they could have had all their information at the tip of their finger? And a lot of people just take it for granted. So I really want to encourage you to read every day, to listen to audios every day, go on YouTube, you know, and search these books out if you don't want to, If you don't feel like reading, you can find it everywhere. There's content all over the web that is quality content, and you can find something that you relate to that will help you grow. Okay, and the next tip that I want to give people is to write every day. And it doesn't have to be, excuse me, I got an itch. It doesn't have to be writing a book or writing a novel, although if that's what you want to do like myself, that's awesome, right? Get your thoughts on paper. My opinion, everybody in the world should write a book in their life, because everybody has something to say and everybody can learn from each other. And the kind of writing I'm talking about, though, is more like a journal or a success journal or a diary, whatever you want to call it. Man. And it really will change your life, because there's something about writing. It creates that mind-body connection, and just write about what you want to let go of. You know, write about the accomplishments of the day. Write about the struggles that you face, you know. Spend 5 minutes, spend 10 minutes at the end of the day and be like, man, I got this done. I got this done. You know, give yourself congratulations for it, you know. Pat yourself on the back, you know, and then talk about the areas you want to improve on, you know, like, I would really like to improve in this area. I'd like to spend more time with my children. I'd like to watch less television. I'd really like to eat healthier. But do it in a healthy way, not in a critical, demeaning way like most people do, you know. Be aware of your self-talk. It's a very important aspect of quality life, is how you talk to yourself and give yourself self-love. Which is going to bring me to the next aspect of this, is work on yourself every day. Always seek to increase your value, to advance yourself as a human being, to become the best version of you, because that does something. It helps you grow inside, and life in the mere act of living must grow, or else it ceases to exist or live at all. Excuse me for the words or whatever, but study every day, grow every day, work on yourself. And what this does too, I've learned from experience, is that loving yourself is the most important aspect of life. Looking in the mirror and loving who you are, you know, is really, really important. And as you do these things every day that reduce stress in your life, the reading, the connecting with nature, the meditation, the going for walks, giving yourself time, it shows your subconscious mind that you truly care about yourself. And even at times you may not feel like it, even right now you may not feel like it. By doing these activities every day, it will gradually transform the way that you view yourself in the mirror. Especially if you work and mix in proper visualization techniques to change your self-image, which I've done in several other videos you can see on my channel. But coming to terms with who you are as a person, being secure in your values, your beliefs, and being okay with speaking them without fear of criticism or rejection, without fear of failure, and understanding that failure are just actions. They don't define you as a person, and that everybody who succeeds has to fail multiple times, dozens, hundreds of times until they hit success, and they continually fail. And that the more you fail in life, the more you succeed. And that failure is where all the growth comes, because it causes you to look within and to really question and to ask. Whereas success usually causes people to get excited and go partying. They kind of forget about how they succeeded, and a lot of times they fall back. So you always want to be grateful, but you always want to be working on improving yourself. You always want to work on growth, on encouraging yourself, on motivating yourself to become the best version of you, and to giving yourself time. Now, if you do this right, each of these tips I gave you to reduce stress in your life can all be done within an hour. You can literally go for a walk while listening to an audio, focusing on your breathing in nature, and then when you come back, write about how you feel and what you thought about. And with all of that, you just gave yourself half an hour, 45 minutes, an hour of time to really grow and to show yourself that you love yourself, you know. And then the last thing that I want to say, this is the most important one to me, is to face a fear every day. Make it part of your credo, make it part of your motto, part of your MO, that every day when you're afraid to do something, to do it. Because for every fear that you overcome, it's the fastest way to gain confidence, to gain self-esteem, to gain love for yourself, to gain encouragement for yourself, to understand that no matter what happens, you'll be able to handle it. To know that all these fears are just a construct of the mind and that they can't possibly hurt you or have meaning unless you hold or give meaning to it. So I want to encourage all of you from this moment forward to decide right now that you're going to overcome fear, that you're going to face fear, that you're going to be the strongest version of you, that you're going to look in the mirror and say, I love you, that you're going to seek value, you're going to seek increase and advancement for your life so you can help the people you care about, so you can contribute to yourself, and you're going to put your needs first, because you becoming the best version of you is the best gift that you can give to the whole world and everybody in your life. So that's what this video is about. It's about you loving yourself. It's about you reducing the stress in your life so that you can live happy, fulfilled. And I love you. I believe in you. I appreciate you. And I want to encourage you to like and subscribe to my channel. And I want to encourage you, if you want any guidance, if you're looking to work online, or just connect with somebody who cares, to message me on Facebook or Twitter. My name's Hank Klinger. I believe in you. I hope you got some value from this video. And wake up tomorrow with the intention of smiling and being happy. Take care, guys.